Well, good morning, good morning. We have arrived up on Facebook. That means we're probably already up on YouTube. We're gathering for coffee with Casper. This is Casper. I got my coffee, but I left it inside. Okay. So let me know where you are. Where you're checking in from. Good morning from Palm Desert. Nice to see you this morning. Yay. Hey, Reverend Michelle, nice to see you. Hey, Deborah from Albuquerque, nice to see you. Wow, how fun. Nice to see everybody. From San Diego, Reverend Michelle Ingalls is with us this morning. Albuquerque, Palm Desert. All right, we're glad you're here. Here's a Casper boy. We're going to gong ourselves in about 1 minute. We're glad to see you this morning. Good, good, good. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All righty. Will you pick Casper boy? He knows his job here. He loves to come up as soon as I start talking. Good morning from beautiful downtown Hollywood. Good to see you this morning. All right. Checking in from all over North Carolina, Albuquerque, Hollywood, San Diego. All right. Good to see you this morning. Ooh, he's a boy. He's a boy. Okay, we're going to get ready to gong ourselves in. It's almost time. It's almost time. What are we going to do? We got to go do it. We got to do our thing. We got to do our thing. It just means you have to get down. That boy. Good morning from Honolulu. Aloha. Nice to see you, Ann, this morning. All right. The gang is gathering. All right. And there's our 8:30. So let's everybody take a deep breath in. We're going to let it sound ah. Allowing the body to relax. All right. One more big deep breath in. Let that energy come into your heart center. Ah. And now we just give ourselves this 20 minutes to be together. What we know is, I'm Harry Morgan Moses. You're watching Coffee with Casper. What we are is a group of people who have come aware that every atomic and subatomic particle and wave of life and the whole of creation is interrelated, interdependent, and interconnected. Really. And now that we have this knowledge, how can we comfortably live our lives and fulfill our purpose? As you good morning from Arizona. Nice to see you this morning, Reg. This is what we know. We have been born into an extraordinary time. Every soul has come here with a purpose. And you and I have been gifted with an extraordinary awareness. And that awareness is twofold. That number one, the impulsion of the universe, that which is the reason for all creation, is love. So the reason for all creation is the self, the I am, that one beingness in which we all are immersed, in which we live and move and have our being. That one beingness is motivated, its inspiration is love for itself, for the actual reality of infinite reality. It gazes upon infinite reality and loves itself, and therefore it moves itself into creation. The old Hindu saying is, the self shall reveal the self, by the self, to the self, through the self. There's only the one life happening. It exists because it loves itself. Good morning from Eureka, Reverend Angelica. Nice to see you this morning. So this one, its impulsion is love. And it operates through the law, what we call the law of the circle. That's also been known as the law of mind, the law of karma, the law of cause and effect, the law of reciprocal action. It's all the same law. What comes from my consciousness, the sum total of everything I've ever thought, said, felt, or done, becomes my consciousness. My consciousness is impressing the law of the circle and returning what's coming from me as my experience. So we have all been in, so that the philosopher Ernest Holmes from the last century said, love points the way, the impulsion points the way, and the law of the circle makes the way possible. It preserves the law of harmony as heaven's first law. It causes all things to be revealed to the self, by the self, through the self in our experience. So we come down to spirit, mind, and body, and when we get into the body of experience, we can see, we can experience, In fact, we are experiencing what is coming from our consciousness. Now, being that we're immersed in the human race, there's a lot of things in the human race that are not harmonious with the law of harmony. So those things would be called anger, greed, selfishness, ignorance, sleepiness, unable to wake up to the reality. Now, here's what we know, that we came from the light, we put on a coat of skins, and we're going to return to the light. And we came from the light in order to fulfill our purpose. We came with a mission. As we've shared here on Coffee with Casper, this is the new age. This is the dawning of the new age. And the dawning of the new age is not something that happens overnight. It takes a couple of lifetimes to release the old patterns that are no longer serving and to step into the new patterns guided by the impulsion of the universe, which is love, and heaven's first law, which is harmony, which means war and violence and hate and greed. These things do not fit in the overall picture. So we're in a time where we're letting go of the old structures. In fact, we saw the rise of those structures happening all around the world. And now they've been challenged, and then the virus came, and then we all had to deal with the great shutdown, which of course caused a lot of society to forget how to get along with itself. And so going into this cocoon in the great shutdown, we began to connect. Some of us began to connect with our higher self in a deeper way than we ever have before. And that higher self knows our intention that we came here. We came here to comfortably live our lives and fulfill our purpose. And I love the line from Gene Roddenberry. I call him Saint Gene Roddenberry, because he brought so many ideas of advancing civilization and what might be possible, including the world of diversity and all the things that happen in our world. And that opening line says, space, the final frontier. And what we would know is that this reality is inner space, is the final frontier. And that we are on a voyage. A voyage, its mission is to explore strange new worlds, actually is to bring forth into the human condition. A stray good morning from British Columbia. Nice to see you this morning. I was just in British Columbia. We're on this mission to reveal the potential human, to bring forth, as the Bible says, a new day. Behold, I bring forth a new Israel, a new way of being in the world, where the fulfillment of the promise of the long-held prayer in humankind, peace on earth and goodwill toward all humanity and the earth, is beginning to emerge. Now, some of us are a little bit exhausted, right? We've come through all of this. We still see all the tumult in the world, and we wonder, is this new age being birthed? Well, when I was in my young teens and seeing the potential, from that wonderful naive space of youth and power, seeing the potential of the new age, of course, I thought clearly we would announce it, and inside a decade or so, we would begin to see the faces of the new age, of peace, where love will steer the planet and peace will guide the stars, right? Well, it takes longer than that. And none of us really knew that it takes longer than that. But from the place of our I am consciousness, when we came from the light, we came with this mission to birth this into place, and we knew that we would make our contribution during the course of our lifetime toward the new age, toward a new time in the human condition, where the law of harmony becomes the primary law. Doesn't mean we won't have disagreements, but we will no longer need to build up weaponries and bombs and wars and use violence and force to create our desired results. We will move beyond that as a humanity, and it'll take a little bit longer. So if you saw the poster that we put out yesterday, it was a poster of Casper, who had just been chasing balls for quite a while, and he laid down to take a breath and was panting like crazy. And the thing says, let's take a breath and then go out and play some more. Meaning that we came with this purpose, this intention to bring forth a new day. Not that any one of us needs to be a saint, sage, a mystic, or an avatar, but that we came to do our part, whatever it is that is our part in the awakening world. So we've been given this gift, and the gift is we have become conscious of the law of the circle. we have become conscious of that which comes from us returns to us. And now, because of our practice, and what we say is that light workers, people who are conscious of their unity of all life, know that their immortal soul, their I am nature, is always with them. It never leaves them. Now, we can stop paying attention to it, but it never stops paying attention to us. It is constantly guiding, guarding, protecting, directing us, and leading us into the paths that will reveal the right action in our lives, and therefore bring about these areas of health, wealth, love, and fulfillment, purpose, bring them to the logical conclusion as we continue on with our lives, step by step, moment by moment, drawing in the reality of the divine, remembering every day who we are, being, as Mary Baker Eddy said, standing porter to the door of those thoughts which diminish us and make us less powerful than we are, make us less in tune than we are, because that's going on in the race mind. I mean, read a newspaper. I mean, there was so much confusion in the world, and it's still there because we're still holding on to control and to violence and to war. We have a war going on the planet that's not healthy. War is not healthy, and we can see, as we've gone through all the polarities here in this country, as other countries as well have gone through those polarities and are making new decisions, about how we will be, how we will love, how we will be in the world, right? And we can take a breath now. We can take a breath. That all of the confusion in the world, all that has been brought forth through the pandemic and therefore the great global shutdown, the great social rearrangement, it is beginning to take place. We are beginning to find a place where love and light and truth and equality and inclusion belong. As we already know, the wonderful line from the Beatles song, "A lovely English garden in the sun." All of the different kinds of flowers, different kinds of plants, different kinds of expressions of nature's beauty that show up in an English garden. That's what life is. Life is this whole bouquet of humanity, of differences, and of similarities, which create this gorgeous bouquet of diversity and possibility for the human condition. And we are there. We are the ones, you and me, those who know there is a law of life that is responding to us by corresponding to us. Those of us who know that our thoughts really do become things, begin to pay attention to what's going through our consciousness. We chase away, we close the door on the small thoughts that limit us, that defeat us, that scare us, and we put our attention on that which draws in more light, more love, more truth, more wisdom, more peace, more poise, more balance, more harmony. But we must be paying attention to what's spinning around in our mind, because the conscious mind only has so much room, and it spins around 98% of the time in repetitive thoughts. So it's only as we quiet the mind through our prayers and meditations that we slow down and appreciate nature and the breath of life and the freshness that's possible in every new day. As we meditate and accept and glorify in thanksgiving and praise each new day, then we are stepping more and more into our true and eternal nature and drawing that nature into our human experience. And this is what the world is waiting for. More and more people who are aware of the interconnection and the unity of all of life, that the Spirit of God within me, the Spirit of the divine within me, the Spirit of energy that is me, is the same Spirit of energy that is you. Each in our unique, dynamic expression of it, and how much dynamism is there is going to depend on where our practice is. Where are we putting our attention most of the time? Are we taking the time to quiet the mind and become aware of our unity of all life? And through that awareness, drawing it into our experience, yeah? Yeah. So we are waking up. And as we wake up and we gather in virtual space or wherever we can be together in the same place. I was, as you know, celebrating my friends Ken and Deb Gordon with this same idea that we are boldly adventuring forward into a new time. This new time has never existed before. Humanity has never been at this crossroads before. An opportunity to really, really devote ourselves to the revelation of peace and harmony in all the human condition, in all nations of the world, in all peoples of the world, in all religions of the world, in all ways of being of the world. There is room in this house for all. There is room in this house that is planet Earth for all. And we can be the ones who usher in the kingdom of heaven as it already is. Behold, as it already is in heaven, we are drawing that perfect law of harmony, that perfect peace, that perfect poise, that perfect balance into our personal life experience, and through that personal life experience into the experience of all who touch our lives. And that tone that is ringing out from us, right? That tone, whatever that vibration is ringing out and coming back to us as our experience. So the more we practice peace. Good morning from Santa Monica. Very good, right? Nice to see you this morning. This is what is ours to do, to take the time to separate ourselves from the spinning mind of the race, to back into the beauty that is the planet, that is the very air we breathe, the very breath of life that's around us. And every time we relax and take that breath of light, we're inviting life, we're inviting more and more light into our world. That's why we talk about ourselves as light workers. The more we amplify that frequency that is our unique self, the more that light vibrates out into the world. And the more it does its part in contributing to peace and to justice and to equality and to harmony and to the dismantling of fears and doubts and prejudices and biases and righteous indignation and indulgence beyond measure. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of anything. I'm a big believer in the moderate course is a good path, but we have to stand porter to see that we are not being overly indulgent in any of our good, but are appreciating it and sharing it so that the law of the circle magnifies that good. Yes, it comes back to us. Good morning, Luz, from Burbank area. Nice to see you this morning. Well, we're just all over the place this morning. You're watching Coffee with Casper. I'm Harry Morgan Moses. We spend 20 minutes together once a week. We're live every Tuesday at 8:30, both on YouTube and Facebook. And what we are inviting you to do, if you're getting anything valuable from our 20 minutes together, is share it. Share it in our digital age. We're in a digital age. We go to Facebook, we go to YouTube, we go to likes, we go to follows, we go to LinkedIn, we go to the different groups that we have on all of these different channels, LinkedIn and Facebook, wherever. Wherever you can post it, post it. And we're inviting more and more of us to gather and just allow this 20 minutes to remind us of things that we already know, but that we are refreshing ourselves in on a daily basis, so that we're magnifying our vibration, so that we are collectively making a contribution to the world, toward peace on earth and goodwill toward humanity and the earth. That this is a living planet, this is a living place. That's why when we go out into nature, you stand by the sea, or you walk on the shore, or you go into a forest, or you sit and listen to the stream, you are so fed by the planet. And when we begin to realize that we're fed, then we begin to choose to comfortably harmonize with it, to enjoy the different weathers, to enjoy the different conditions, to enjoy the different seasons. And just as there are different seasons, we are enjoying the different seasons in our lives. And many of us here are gathering with having gotten a glimpse of the unity of all life, beginning to understand that we are loved beyond measure, that the Christ, the Atman, the Buddha, the high self, the avatar, the saint, the mystic, is something that is within me that can be revealed, that I can bring it forth into expression in this lifetime. And that the more that I do that, the more I'm glorifying myself, the more I'm honoring the love that God has already given to me, or source or energy has already given to me in its entirety. I control the valves of how much energy I have, how much light is coming through me, how much compassion is moving in my heart, how big I can allow my love to be in the world. That's all of our choices. And it begins by, first of all, quieting the mind and remembering who we are, remembering that we came from the light, that we are one with the light. And as you've heard me say many times before, good morning, good morning. As you've heard me say many times before, we came from the light in purpose, and we can live this life in purpose and fulfilled. Now, I add the word comfortably, because suffering and fear and doubt and the pain of separation from the source of all love is huge. So we have to have compassion that many people have not awakened to this. And this is why we are in the business, the isness business, of awakening people to who and what they really are. To that behind all appearances, there is this gift of life, which is the victorious Christ presence, the victorious Atman, the Buddha revealed as a way on the planet. And it's one light. We can all approach it our own way. We can all bring it forth in our unique individuality. Good morning from Texas. Nice to see you this morning. Boy, we're just all over the place. We're glad you are here. And what we are reminding you of this morning is that we can make a difference. And we are making a difference. And that the victory is assured if we fall into the underlying arms. The ancient Moses said, underneath there are the underlying arms. We fall into those underlying arms. We draw from that wellspring of love, and we express it out into the world. And that's yours to do this week. We're taking our breath. We're going to make it. Humanity's going to make it. The earth is going to reveal a new day in all of the human condition, and it may not happen overnight. But that does not rob you of your good. Your good is available now, even as you are bringing light into the world. So we're reminding you, Casper and I are reminding you that who you are is something magnificent. The light that you bring in the world is critically important. And until we meet again, we invite you to go in the light, as the light, and with the light. May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide you on your way. We'll see you next week on Coffee with Casper. Bye for now.